Guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we have another blindly picking my TBR. We are kind of running low on these books. I'm very nearly done kind of either from this video or reading them in other videos where I've just had to unwrap them anyway. But yeah, today we are doing another edition of that. I have already unwrapped the book. I got very eager and I didn't actually film an intro beforehand, but without further ado, I think let's just jump straight over to them and unwrap the books. I gave myself two options and then picked whichever I fancy most. So yeah, another blindly picking my TBR. Welcome back to bookmas, and I feel like I've said everything in the wrong order here. Sorry I took a couple of days off after the Goodreads video. It just kind of needed to hibernate for a bit after that because it was like the longest video ever and a lot of reading. But now we are back. I'll have hopefully a couple of back-to-back uploads for the rest of the year and lots more content to come. Anyway, let's unwrap the book. Hello, it is time to pick out actually my final wrapped up book of the year. So I ideally kind of want to read this all tonight because I would love to get this video up to be tomorrow's video. So I'm trying to think of what I want to pick out to read. I've just literally finished yesterday, I believe. Yeah, yesterday I finished my mystery thriller video, so this will be my first thing that I'm reading coming off of that. So ideally I don't want a mystery thriller, and I know a bunch of these are kind of, well, I say a bunch of these, the only ones I can remember that are like in the lowest rated are like How We Fall Apart, which is like a YA thriller, which I wouldn't enjoy. I know we've got Where the Crawdads Sing, and I'm being so honest, I know it's this one because I remember it's the only one in this wrapping, and I remember wrapping up being like, I really need to try and forget what wrapping this is in because it's the only one in this wrapping. And then I was like, okay, I really need to try and forget that, and then I didn't. That made me remember it, so I can't lie, I'm putting it down. So I can't lie, in terms of what I'm actually in the mood for, it's probably, like, I'm thinking of what's wrapped up, and I know Legendborn's wrapped up, and it's one of these. I feel like I'd be in the mood for that. However, it's long. Like, both of these are super long, and they're the only ones of this length. So I think one of these is Legendborn, or, you know, I think it's one of these, and I don't know what the other one is. I don't want to risk it, and I don't want to read a really long book, so I'm going to put those aside. But then I also don't want to read, like, a really short mystery thriller, which I feel like this could be How We Fall Apart. Quite short, I think. So I've got these ones left. One of these is The Writing Retreat, so that wouldn't necessarily be perfect for me to pick. One of those actually bigger ones could be like Eleanor Oliphant's, completely fine. I'm going to allow myself one veto, I think, but let's go for this one. I don't know why she's calling to me. I have no idea what it could be. Let's open it. Please be something good. Okay, why can't I open it? Oh, okay, interesting. I'm trying to figure out what this could be. Oh, okay, that's interesting. This is The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. So this is actually one of the lower rated ones. This has like just about 300 pages, and I believe it's like a horror. So interesting. Okay, I think I might give this one a go. I mean, I'm kind of nervous because it's one of the lower rated ones, but if I give it a go, should we unwrap one more? I just love unwrapping them. I just love unwrapping them. I'm gonna unwrap one more just 'cause it's so much fun, but I probably will read it. I just like to unwrap them, okay? And it might be our last one with these wrapped up books. So I'm gonna pick this one just because it was one on top, and let's see what this one is. This is going to hurt. I would really enjoy this one too. Oh, well, now I'm conflicted. Okay guys, I'm super conflicted now because I want to read both of these. Should I read the first chapter? I don't know, guys. I don't know which to pick. I don't know. I'll have a think and I'll get back to you. I'll pick one. I actually can't choose. This is so difficult. Why did I unwrap another one? I hate making decisions. I want to read this so bad. Who knows? Who knows? I may put up a little poll and see what the vibes are. I may be in the exact same spot as last time, and it may not be the same day like I said it was going to be. It was a couple of days later. It was quite rude. Let's put you back there. Are you gonna fall again? Please don't. I took a couple of days off from both YouTube and reading. I think after the Goodreads video I was just like dead to the world, and it took a lot out of me, but it was still like one of my favorite videos I've made. It was so much fun, but very draining to read that many books in such quick succession. I'm very excited to read this one, and I have been really enjoying it so far. I think this one is really interesting because it's told in kind of like little, I guess, vignettes almost, like they're kind of broken up by like the day, the diary entry, I guess. So I was reading this when I was commuting into London, and it was actually kind of easy to like pick up and put down. Definitely a good book for that, and it hasn't necessarily yet overly, but I definitely think at some points there is potential for it to get upsetting. So again, read in public with caution. But I don't think I've actually given a proper summary. This is from a junior doctor in the NHS, Adam Kay, and basically kind of details his time throughout the NHS as he kind of worked up in the ranks, I guess, and it kind of really balances well the funny stories, the kind of like realistic nature of what it's like to work in the NHS, and then also kind of like some obviously sadder aspects and heartfelt stuff. So like, I mean, what comes away from this is like people treat doctors, like the government treats the doctors like absolute shit. I feel like this is maybe more well known now than when this came out. I don't actually know when this was published. 2017, so not super long. Oh my god, no, that actually was, okay, 7 years ago. Anyway, but yeah, so like obviously they are like incredibly overworked and like not really trained very well. Like they're very much thrown in the deep end. Not to say that like doctors aren't trained or anything like that, but just like they're kind of like moved up a level, I guess, and kind of told to be in charge of certain things when they've had no training. So it's obviously extremely stressful. The hours are insane. It's just like ridiculous considering like we couldn't function as a society without them. But I think this is super easy to read. I think he's a really talented writer in that like he can be quite humorous as well. There are like footnotes every now and again, kind of almost on every few pages, kind of explaining like the medical terminology as well. And yeah, overall I am really liking this so far. I think it's a very interesting read. Yeah, like I said, I think it might get sad potentially, and it's kind of broken up nicely into like his time at different kind of levels. So it's like chapter 2, senior house officer, and kind of goes through there, and I think eventually goes to kind of like how and why he ends up kind of quitting being a doctor, I believe. It's kind of ripped from, not ripped from, but like pulls from his like actual diaries he kept as a junior doctor, which I think you're encouraged to do. It's got dates and stuff like that to break up each of the entries. So yeah, I think it really balances kind of every aspect of the book really well, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So far so good. I think this is also a very readable non-fiction. It's very much direct to reader, kind of in the way that it's like literally diary entries. So it's very kind of approachable. It's not like textbooky at all. I think any of the medical language you can literally just breeze past if you don't want to kind of know details, or there's like the footnotes that kind of explain things, which is really helpful, and nothing's like super complex or anything like that, like that you can't understand. Just like not like dense or anything like that, really easily consumable. Normally I listen to my non-fiction audibly, but I'm not having a problem reading this physically, and it's a pretty quick read, so I think I will finish it off tonight, I hope. And yeah, a really good one. I'm really enjoying it so far. Hey guys, so I have now finished up This Is Going to Hurt by Adam Kay. I really enjoyed this one. I decided to give this one a 4.25. Wasn't quite like a 5-star favourite non-fiction ever. I think my personal favourite kind of genre, I guess, of non-fiction is more so kind of like investigative journalism, or I guess slightly historical type thing. I'm just thinking of like the Radium Girls and The Five. This was very much like episodic and very much personal experience, kind of slightly memoir-esque, I guess, but I wouldn't necessarily define it as a memoir. I thought this was really powerful, especially where this ended. I didn't know what direction we were going in. I know it's a TV show, but I haven't watched that yet, so I definitely do want to watch that at some point. But yeah, definitely quite emotional towards the end, I think. And yeah, this was just really excellent. I think it definitely shines a huge light on the NHS and kind of the just like incredible lack of care the government has for it. I think it's potentially, I think maybe when it came out it was potentially slightly more impactful. I think it's very much general knowledge that like the doctors and stuff are like horrendously underpaid with like the strikes and everything with COVID and stuff like that. I feel like Adam Kay really put a lot of like heart into this. I think it's definitely quite personal, and it's, like I said before, kind of balances the kind of comedy side of things very well with the kind of other side of it as well, and the more kind of like heartfelt, like harrowing stuff. And yeah, I think this would be a really good kind of like first non-fiction for someone who doesn't necessarily read a lot of non-fiction. It's got quite a strong like narrative voice, and like I said, it's kind of told in like little diary entries, so it's reasonably easy to read. And yeah, I think if you hadn't read much non-fiction, this is definitely kind of like a good beginner one if you're looking for that. But yeah, 4.25, very highly rated from me. I very much enjoyed it. So yeah, this has been a little bit of a shorter video, obviously, because it's just a one book vlog, but I hope you guys did enjoy. Like I mentioned at the start, we have a lot of content coming, which I'm really excited for. and I'm still going to be putting out the same amount of videos in bookmas, just maybe like a couple back-to-back uploads rather than the every other day, just because obviously I got slightly behind taking a little break for my Goodreads video. But yeah, I am really excited for all the rest of the content for the rest of the year, and I really hope you guys did enjoy this little blindly picking my TBR reading vlog. I'm not sure if we'll have another one before the end of the year. Maybe, to be honest, it depends how much I can stick to the plan of my other videos. But if you made it to this point, leave a little wrapped present emoji down below, and if you liked it, don't forget to give it a like down below, hit subscribe and turn the bell to join a little club, and make sure to turn on all notifications, then you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. If you want to watch one of my other videos, there'll be 2 on screen now to pick from, also linked up in the cards from earlier. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.